My dreams are nightmares. How can I sleep? You got the gun against me.
What's going on, everybody? KingofDragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the Neca Ultimate Pennywise from the 2017 film It. Really been looking forward to this figure for a really long time. The moment I saw the prototypes, I knew I had to have it in hand. What we're going to do now is take a little break, get this clown opened up, and then we'll have a better look at Pennywise. And so here we have Pennywise posed and out of the packaging, and I have to say Neca did a fantastic job with this figure. There's so many things to like about Pennywise, and we're going to run through it in this review, so hopefully you guys enjoy it. For starters, Pennywise does come with quite a few accessories, and they're all done really, really well. He does come with 3 alternate heads, which, like I said, they're all painted phenomenally. There's a lot of wash effect in his forehead, in his hair. It's just really nice looking. He comes with a smiling head, which is on him outside of the packaging. He comes with a grimacing face where he's not really smiling. And then we also do get the demon Toothy McToothington right there, and it looks phenomenal. All these heads work well for this figure, and I'm really glad Neca included them with this figure. He also does get a total of 4 hands. He comes with a pair of open palm hands. He comes with a right hand for holding the SS Georgie. And then he also does come with a left hand with a little hole in it, and that hole is for holding the balloon. Speaking of which, he does come with the SS Georgie, which is a really nice little accessory. And like I said, he does hold it really well in his right hand, and you can actually get him to hold it in quite a few different ways. And then his final accessory is a red balloon, and it looks really, really nice. I do like the detail on it. It does come with a little bendy wire, so you can actually get it posed however you want it. If you want it flowing in the wind, you can do that. And it fits in his his left hand, I should say, with a little hole in it. With that out of the way, that's all of Pennywise's accessories. Let's actually have a closer look at this clown. And so here we have a closer look at Pennywise, the dancing clown, and you can see Neca did a really, really great job sculpting this figure. You can see the paint is really, really nice on it. I love how his eyebrow just comes down and he has that really sinister look in his eyes. Really glad that they went with the orange eyes instead of the blue eyes he had when he was talking to Georgie. I think this looks so much better. You can see all this really nice wash detail in his hair. There's so much detail in him, it's going to be hard to go over it all in this video, so hopefully you guys bear with me. He does have his little frilly collar, which is a really nice piece, and it is a separate appliance. It will come off if you take the heads off, and I would rather have this a loose appliance rather than just being glued down, because it would get in the way of popping the heads on and off if it was attached. You can see he does have the really puffy shoulders, which that looks really cool. All that little lacing, the red laces going throughout his costume, again, is done really well. It's not 100% clean, but you can see for what it is, it's a really good job. And then you can see his sleeves going all the way down to the frilly little cuffs he has. His gloves actually do have some detail in them, which I really do like. You can see there's almost like this really old-timey glove feel to it where it has the stitching in the back. Again, loving the way that came out. And it's the same for both arms, although on mine it does have a little bit of red paint there, which I'm okay with. You can see his little fuzzies going down. I originally thought that mine, they were off-centered, but going back and watching the movie, they weren't going straight down. They were a little bit off to the right side, so that is 100% accurate. His pants, they are really, really puffy, and you can see they look really nice all the way to the back of the figure. And I didn't even touch on the back, but you can see how much sculpting detail and care went into making this figure. His pants almost look like wrappings. They don't really look like pants, but you can see they have a seam line on both sides, the inner and outer leg. And then we go on to his boots, where it carries over that same cuff that we saw on his shoulder. The red laces, again, look really nice. And then his boots. I really didn't get a good look at his boots in the movie, but they're really nice looking boots. You can see they do have the little fuzzies on the toes. The black is painted really, really well. There's really so much to love about this figure, and like I said, if I don't touch on all the detail on it, I do apologize. There's just so much to go over. With Pennywise's details out of the way, let's actually get him compared to a few figures you may have in your collection. And here we have Pennywise posed next to a DC Multiverse Superman and a Marvel Legends Deadpool. And here we have Pennywise posed next to a WWE Elite Scale figure and a Power Rangers Legacy White Ranger. And finally, here we have Pennywise posed next to a Neca God of War Kratos, and you can see Pennywise is just a little bit smaller than Kratos, but I'm perfectly okay with that. So with the comparisons out of the way, let's actually go on to his articulation. Pennywise does sport a surprising amount of articulation. He does have a ball joint in the head, which you can get him to tilt his head left and right. He can look up and down slightly, and it does rotate a full 360 degrees. He also does have a secondary ball joint going from the neck into the torso, so that only adds to how much movement his head gets. You can see virtually free range head movement there, which I really do like. His arms on a ball joint do go out to about this far. His torso is actually a rubber overlay, so I really do like that this actually does flex, so you can get his arms out about that far. He does do a full 360. And I did notice that it does go off at a little bit of an angle, but that's perfectly okay. Pennywise is a really unconventional character, I would say. He does have a swivel in the bicep. He does have a swivel and a bend right here in the elbow. You can get the first bend going only about that far, but if you rotate his bicep, rotate his elbow, you actually get a much deeper bend, which I really do like that. So we have a swivel here in that first joint, swivel right here in the forearm. We do have an up and down hinge in his wrist, so it goes up and down like that, as well as swivel. And then you can actually turn his forearm for an in and out hinge, which is not the way I would have done it, but it still works really well for this figure. Like I said, he's a really unconventional figure, or character. He does have a really nice ball joint right here, so we do get some side to side movement, rotation, forward and back, and he doesn't get too deep of a crunch, but I'm perfectly okay with that. The only place Pennywise is actually hindered is his legs. You can see his legs only go out to about that far. They go back and forward, not too great. He does have a thigh swivel, but on mine you can actually hear that creaking. On that leg it's even worse, so be aware that his thighs might be really tight. We do get a swivel right down here in the knee, a double bend in his knee, so we get good movement there, a swivel right here in the shin. We don't get a swivel right here, but we do get a hinge which goes back about that far, and not too far forward because I did want to preserve the sculpt of his boot. And then forward-facing pin for rocker ankle. So overall, Pennywise is a really nice figure, and I'm really glad I have him in my collection. So what we're going to do now is take a little break, get him posed for my final thoughts, and then we'll wrap up this review. So sit tight, everyone. And so here we have Pennywise posed for my final thoughts. Overall, this is a really good figure. Neca knocked it out of the park with the way they designed this Pennywise figure. There's so many things to love about it, and there's really not too much I can say negatively about it, aside from a few paint errors here and there, and the occasional have more articulation. But other than that, this is still a really good figure, and if you can add this Pennywise to your collection, I really recommend you do so. If you're a fan of the It movie from 2017, or just a fan of really good figures, this is a figure for you. I was lucky enough to find this figure at my local comic book store, so huge shout out to Asylum Comics for hooking me up with this great figure. Without them, I wouldn't be able to bring figures like this to you guys, so again, thank you Asylum Comics. So with that out of the way, guys, thanks for watching my video. Hope you found it informative. As always, don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, go check out all my other action figure reviews, as well as all my other NECA videos. Hopefully you find them informative. As always, if there's a figure you would like to see me review, let me know down in the comments, and if it fits in my collection, I'll definitely have a look at it. And before we go, guys, just wanting to let you know I do have an Instagram account now. It is KingofDragons 5000. If you want to see more pictures of my figures, go ahead and check out my Instagram. There's going to be a link at the bottom of this video. So until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.